All right, our top focus is that story coming out from Delhi after issuing a circular authorizing the finger test on sexual assault victims. The Aam Aadmi Party government has now done a U-turn. The government has withdrawn a circular authorizing the finger test for rape survivors. The rethink was forced by the uproar that followed on the 31st of May circular. The Delhi Health Minister has announced that the two-finger test is banned in the state. Satyendra Jain said that he was kept in the dark about the circular on the two-finger test. Sources tell India Today that the Delhi government has argued that the circular was issued by mistake. The embarrassed Delhi government is likely to take action against those who issued that controversial circular on the medical examination for sexual assault victims. A circular in this regard was issued by the Delhi Health Department. However, the guidelines stipulated that the finger test should not be a routine or regular practice and should be used judiciously. The test was not mandatory for all cases. The guidelines were formulated by a three-member committee, including 2 gynecologists and a forensic medicine specialist. The Union Health Ministry, in guidelines circulated in the year 2014 in March, had made it clear that the test should not be performed in cases of sexual assault. In 2013, the Supreme Court had stated that the test violated the victim's right to privacy.
फैसला हमारी सरकार बनने से 6-8 महीने पहले हुआ था और फैसले के अंदर भी नहीं लिखा गया है, उसको ना मिस इंटरप्रेट किया गया है कि उस फैसले के अंदर लिखा गया है कि टू फिंगर टेस्ट होना चाहिए। उसको हमने क्लैरिफाई किया है फर्दर कि टू फिंगर टेस्ट बिल्कुल बैंड है, बिल्कुल बंद कर दिया है। सिर्फ क्लैरिफिकेशन है उस टेस्ट की जो अगर लिखते हैं, देखो क्योंकि 14 पेज का है, अगर 14 पेज को पढ़ेंगे तो उसके अंदर काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें आ सकती हैं कि इसका ये क्यों लिखा, ये क्यों लिखा, ऐसे क्यों लिखा है। मेरे को तो कहीं टू फिंगर नज़र भी नहीं आया उसके अंदर। तो अभी जो हमने स्पेसिफिकली बिल्कुल ही बैन कर दिया कि ये चीज कर ही नहीं सकते हैं, बस इसको क्लैरिफाई कर दिया।
It's extremely unfortunate and tragic that the state government had tried to reintroduce the two-finger test for rape victims. It is extremely shocking, but what reports suggest now that it is taking it back. But even if the government thinks of something like that, I think it is shocking.
Let's just tell our viewers that we had invited an official representative from the Aam Aadmi Party to join us this evening to discuss the huge gaffe by the Delhi government. But of course, they haven't turned up in the studio today. But we also have Nilanjana Chakrabarti, women rights activist. She's joining us live, as well as Ankit Tyagi, our correspondent, who joins us live from New Delhi. Ankit, first let me come to you. A huge gaffe by the Kejriwal government and then a prompt damage control by the Delhi government on the two-finger rape test mistake that they now claim has been made by them.
Well, as far as the Delhi government is concerned, the health minister came out and he said that this circular or this policy was not formulated by them. It was formulated about 6 months before they came to power. Apart from that, they have also said that they have, as soon as this came to the notice of the health minister, a review was done. This has been withdrawn, and also action will be taken against the officer who has in fact sent this circular despite the ruling of the Supreme Court. So the Aam Aadmi Party trying to distance itself from the government, in fact trying to distance itself from this circular, also saying that look, we are taking prompt action and we have advised in fact our hospitals not to go ahead and do this the two-finger test as far as the MLC, as far as the sexual assault victims are concerned. So the health minister came here, he clarified, distancing himself and also trying to put the blame on the lieutenant governor, because before the party came into power, it was him who was ruling because it was president's rule in Delhi.
Do stay with me, Ankit. Nilanjana, the gaffe by the Delhi government has once again given rise to the debate over this two-finger rape test theory for rape survivors. Do you see this as an extreme violation to women's privacy?
Absolutely. First and foremost, when the Supreme Court has already issued guidelines banning the test, I mean, I don't understand how and why did they have the gall and gumption to reintroduce it. Second thing is, in any case, rape is a very, very heinous act and it's a barbaric crime. We all know about it. We've been talking about it. And a rape survivor, it's most traumatic. You know, the entire episode during the rape itself is very traumatic. Post the rape, there is another trauma which sets in, and then if there is a physical examination, you know, what does it tantamount to? It tantamounts to complete mental trauma. It's like re-traumatizing the victim again. And you know, as we all know, a rape victim, especially, she is absolutely very, very sensitive to any kind of touch at that point of time. So an examination of this kind, a PV examination, is an absolute shocker. And I just want to question the psyche, a very, very demented and distorted psyche of the AAP government. They are blaming it on the officer concerned, but obviously there was somebody senior who had probably issued that order.
Yes.
So where does this all lead to? I mean, it's like you're denigrating, you are, you know, bringing down the dignity, the fundamental rights of women, their privacy, and look at the situation.
Yes.
A woman who's been subjected to sexual violence, in any case, that itself is bad enough. So I'm really, really shocked that, you know, an order of this could actually be repealed and then, of course, withdrawn. Thankfully,
also,
it has been
Nilanjana,
withdrawn.
do you see a bizarre link being made between a rape survivor's sexual habituation and the sexual attack and assault on that rape survivor?
Can you just repeat the question once again?
My question is that one of the reasons that two-finger rape test is performed to see the sexual habits of a particular person, which is very different from the assault that a rape victim undergoes. And there's a bizarre link being made between the two to justify a rape test.
No, it's ridiculous. It's outrageous. This kind of test is absolutely, it does not testify anything. It smacks of a horrible prejudice against women. I mean, just because you test whether the hymen is there or not there, a woman could lose her hymen due to any other reason. That will not justify that she had intercourse or she didn't have intercourse, or she had it with so many or she didn't have it. I mean, what kind, I mean, there's a very thin line difference. There is absolutely, this is definitely absolutely impermissible. And it has got no, it's a very hypothetical statement that is being, you know, surmised from this kind of an examination.
Yes,
and also another thing which I'd really like to point out is, you know, forensic medicine. You know, the forensic tests, we really need to have a comprehensive standard and a benchmark.
Yes.
I mean, what kind of examination are we talking about? You know, they're trying to, as Abha Singh rightly said about Justice Verma Commission, forensic medicine, it's a very grey area. Let's just, you know, talk threadbare about it, you know, where we should actually put a full stop to it.
All right, Nilanjana. Ankit, you're still with us. It seems that with a lot of activists coming out and all that we've heard before we spoke with Nilanjana and our reactions, that clearly the buck stops with the Delhi government. In this case, the buck being passed on by the health minister of the state to an errant official.
That's right. And it seems that somehow this slip that health minister is saying is being passed on to that official, and they are saying we'll take action against him. But it has opened, you know, a sort of, it has fallen back on the Aam Aadmi Party, a lot of criticism that they have faced on this. And also, as you are speaking in the studio, it has once again reopened the debate as far as this entire test is concerned. Despite the Supreme Court ruling of 2013 and despite the noise that has been made by many activists, there are many states in which this archaic test still continues.
Exactly, Ankit and Nilanjana, thank you so much for joining us live. Well, just imagine, it's unscientific, it's unnecessary, and it just adds to the trauma of a rape survivor.